don't click the wrong one by accident.
Oh yeah, that's obviously a good advice. Of course. Hey guys, it's KrisKringle here. I'm back with my good friend Bacon of the Atoms. And we made it through a lot of biotech, and we found our friend Dr. Connors, but he's not exactly himself.
Not if there's a chance to bring Dr. Connors back. These containers must hold the ingredients to the antidote Dr. Connors was working on. If I combine them, I could use my web spinners to inject the lizard and bring the doc back.
Did you catch what he said?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So we gotta, like, do that, and so we can factor up a cure with them, and we'll use it combined with our web cartridges to save them. So yeah, we had to, like, override those vats. Because we can't, as you can see by his health bar, it's not the normal one. And there's a web cartridge here for us. We can't hurt him normally. I love that. Why couldn't it be bunny DNA? Had to be a lizard. But yeah, so since we can't hurt him normally, inject this in him, and he's free for the taking. He still has pretty decent defense though. So these basically just stun him for a little bit so you can punch him. Oh, god damn it. No. Wow, of course. Alright. That's good. Good job by me. Web gloves do the most damage, so I'd recommend using those. And I'm not sure if this was in recording or whatever, but yeah, I think you did mention that the lizard was a villain in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 movie. And he's one of the earliest villains in the comic books too. Like he's an oldie. Like his backstory, obviously, like you could probably, I'm not sure how much you remember by the movie, but it's pretty close to that.
None.
Okay. Well, it's pretty close to that. Being Dr. Connors lost his arm in war, because he was actually in combat, which is pretty interesting. And in an attempt to regrow his arm, he made like a serum using lizard DNA, because lizards have, like, some lizards have the ability to regrow their limbs.
Oh, that makes sense.
But obviously something went wrong, and now he's a giant lizard man.
Basically, it's like lycanthropy, but with lizards.
Oh, god damn it. Wow, that laser just kind of screwed me over, and I'm getting
I think
electrified.
there's a health pack in the room just behind you. Oh, or there's one there.
Yeah, you have to, like, this, it goes in a circle, basically, so.
Yeah.
Good, there's some more antidote over there, too.
Lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy. Alright, this should provide enough cure to inject in him. It's not really that hard of a boss fight, but, you know. Oh, jeez. Bam! There we go. We're helping you, my friend, even though I punched you in the face a bunch of times.
Tough love.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Yeah, see, he's missing out his arm.
Yeah.
Here. He wanted information on the BioNexus project. He's assembled all the parts, but he's still not able to make it work.
What is this BioNexus device?
It amplifies the bioelectric energy in living beings. On Electro, it'll make him a god. You have to stop him, Spider-Man.
But how do I stop him, Doc? What's he missing?
I don't know what it is. Dr. Watts kept all the secret notes about the final phase of the project secret. Go to her lab. It's on the other side of the complex.
Thanks, Doc.
Whoops. Hold where you are, Spider-Man. Failure to comply will result in the use of force.
Sorry, boys and girls, but I don't think I'm gonna let you arrest me today.
Oh, if only it was that simple. It's like, you're under arrest. No, thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I'm not sure if you remember from Amazing Spider-Man 1, but remember when the cops just shot him down? Like,
No. I watched it a long time ago. I remember virtually nothing other than the very basic working.
a long time ago, equaling 5 years
I don't
ago.
take them offline. I'll
Because
never
that's when
get
the
to
movie was
Dr. Watts'
released.
lab.
Yeah.
Roughly.
And I saw it in theaters, so.
Oh, okay, I did too, actually. Yeah, it was all right, I guess. Like, it's not the worst, basically.
No. Yeah.
Although,
That
even though,
movie's 5 years old?
yeah, it came out in 2012.
Oh, wow. Did not feel like that.
Yeah, it's weird, I know. Especially considering that Spider-Man already has another reboot out.
Yeah.
So it's been rebooted like 3 times and within like 10 years or something. Oh, jeez.
Woo, good thing.
But yeah. So what we're trying to disable is these drone towers because they give the communication to where to target basically, and also for those turrets. And yeah, I thought I could make it or whatever. Yeah, something while I'm doing this that's worth mentioning, like, because we were discussing the Spider-Man movies briefly.
Yeah.
The thing with Spider-Man 3, it's actually reported that it possibly could have been the most expensive movie ever made.
Really?
Yeah, even though the reported budget for it was like 250 million or something like that. That was the reported budget. A lot of speculators claim that it probably was a lot more than that because of the extra costs for like random things, and also because the computer effects were pretty revolutionary for its time. And also because when they would have to film in New York City, apparently it reportedly cost $1 million per day to record in New York City.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's why some people are like speculating it possibly could have come to like $500 million in a budget. I mean, and with that, all I can say is Sam Raimi must be loaded. Sam Raimi being the director, in case anybody didn't know.
What was that thing you were going to mention? Like you said, like some cool thing. You're like, oh wait, I'll say it on recording. Or have you already said it?
I already said it.
Okay.
I thought it was an interesting piece of trivia to share,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
4 more to go.
Because, yeah, you could just look on Wikipedia, and they'll say, like, oh, yeah, it's like the 3rd or 4th or something most expensive movie ever made. Because I think, like, films like Avatar or something like that reportedly have been cost more or something like that. Oh, damn it. Yeah, those turrets are rough.
No kidding.
I actually lied. This area is also kind of hard.
Yeah.
So pretty much after this area, we'll pretty much all go. All in the clear, I'd say. But yeah, I just kind of like have a weave around the thing and stuff. While we're doing this, we could just talk about the Spider-Man movies, like our thoughts on them and stuff.
We good.
Yeah. I'll let you go first while I do some of this stuff.
Being a superhero just
I
doesn't pay
don't.
sometimes.
Like, okay, since
Yeah,
you don't really remember the Amazing ones that well, you could talk about, like, the Sam Raimi original trilogy.
Bingo.
Yeah. I'm.
Wonderful.
I'm not good at working from a blank slate.
Okay.
Like if you had questions,
Alright.
I could answer them. But
Alright.
just say thoughts on the movie. I'm like,
Well, I guess it was basically me just asking your thoughts on the movie, like, oh, what do you think of it? But okay, I guess I can start then. Like, I like the original trilogy as a whole, even though I acknowledge Spider-Man 3 has a lot of problems. I still find some enjoyment out of it, and because like I hear some people say like, oh, it's like the worst superhero movie ever made or something like that, and I can't really agree with that, honestly. Like there's way worse movies out there. I mean, like, come on now.
When I first watched Spider-Man 3, it was kind of when I was young enough to not really be able to be critical about most movies I watched.
Same, yeah.
So I feel like I'd have to rewatch it to really be able to give a proper opinion of it.
Oh yeah.
And I suppose that could be applied to the other two, but I have more vivid memories, at least of Spider-Man 2, because that's the one I watched the most. I think it's actually the only one I own.
Okay.
Although, whether I still have it lying around is up in the air.
I own all 3, because recently I actually managed to find a copy of Spider-Man 2 at the closing video store. So now I have the
cool.
complete trilogy.
Nice.
But yeah.
It's 3 down, 3 to go.
And as far as which one is my favorite among the trilogy, It's hard to say for me, cause it's a toss-up between 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah. I figured 3 wasn't really in the running.
Yeah, even though I do kind of enjoy it still.
Yeah.
It's like, you know. So, but
For you
damn,
guys to catch, right?
turrets. I know that a lot of people say Spider-Man 2 is the best, which I can definitely see as stuff. But there's a part of me I'd rather watch the first one a little bit more than the second one, and I enjoyed it a little bit more, I'd say.
My position to the drones. If I don't take them offline,
But it's
I'll
tough.
never
It's
get to
close.
Dr. Watts'
You know,
lab.
call. You know. What can I say? I just like. I can't stay away from that Willem Dafoe Green Goblin.
I actually have less memories of the first movie than I do of the third movie.
Oh really?
I think that one's actually the one I've watched the least
Oh.
and the longest ago.
Well, I mean, it is the oldest movie, obviously. But...
Yeah.
Bingo.
But I just find like
You
the
wouldn't do this
how the
to
story
War
plays
Machine,
out
would
and
ya?
stuff like that, and like
Yeah.
the characters. I just find that a bit more appealing to me than the second one. Oh, obviously the second one's still good, like with
4 more to go.
what it does, but it's like I don't know. It actually kind of repeats some of the stuff from the second movie. I find. Wow, really? I couldn't make that? Jeez. Maybe I should get more momentum. I've tried way too many times on this mission, even though it takes me usually like no time at all. It's very embarrassing, I find.
Those red tracking lasers must be giving my position to the drones. If I don't take
I was
them
like,
offline, I'll never
With
get
the
to
third
Dr.
movie,
Watts'
I
lab.
watched it before I was old enough to form a critical opinion. But the first movie, I watched it before I was old enough to give a crap. Like, honestly, my most vivid memory of the first movie was getting bored of it and walking away.
Oh god.
And that's not to say anything about being a bad movie. It's just I was really young and I couldn't really be bothered to be interested in it. Because,
Oh, yeah.
like I said, like especially as a younger kid, superheroes never really
Bingo.
interested me.
Uh,
And even though Spider-Man was my favorite,
Wonderful.
it still was like, eh.
also, because you're really young, like
Yeah.
the attention span is pretty short at that point. Because even I like sometimes wouldn't be able to watch some movies and stuff. I'd
Yeah.
be like, eh, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I stuck all the way through Pokemon Crystal at a younger age than even that.
Those red
So
tracking lasers must be
I
giving
can't
my
say it was
position
all
to the
attention
drones.
span.
If I don't
Well,
take
I
them
guess it's
offline,
like
I'll never
games
get
can
to
be
Dr.
different
Watts'
though,
lab.
because
That
you're
is
actually
true.
doing stuff.
That is
Those
very
movies
much
you're just
true.
watching a story.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we could always. I own all the movies. We could always watch them again.
You ever play a video game that feels more like you're playing a movie?
Yeah. I have had that before. I can't really name one right now, but
Being a
That's
That's kind of
superhero
how I felt
doesn't
playing
pay
Abzu.
sometimes.
oh yeah.
It's not cutscene heavy. In fact, there's virtually no cutscenes in the entire game, but there's also really no dialogue or like this. It's all just sound effects and music. And honestly, when I say it felt like playing a movie, I don't mean that as a criticism.
Okay.
Because I actually thought it was a really nice experience. Like the entire game beginning to end took me like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And really, it is more like an interactive. It's a silent movie. It's an interactive silent movie, is what it is. And like, I went into it
Wonderful.
thinking that it was going to be more like open underwater exploration. But it's actually surprisingly linear, and it relied more on progression and set pieces. But it does it really well.
I've spent way too long on this area.
Yeah.
I've never really had this much trouble with this area. I'm surprised with myself, honestly.
Let's play Curse.
Bingo.
Yeah. I thought I could have sworn that I could make that jump from where I was. But I don't know why it's just not doing it for me today. Guess I'll have to play it safe and just go around.
If you let me go now,
God
I
damn
promise
it,
I'll
just
come back and play tomorrow.
Die. Right, let's see. Oh, damn it. There's just a lot of robots and stuff around.
It's 3 down, 3 to go.
I guess also part of the reason, like, I watched the Spider-Man movies quite a bit when I was young because I really liked them when I was younger, especially.
I think
But
there's
also
health beneath you there.
yeah, I don't need it right now.
Okay.
But I also played the movie tie-in games quite a bit, so that also kind of helps like cement them into my brain, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Into my brain kind of thing.
Yeah.
There have to be some
I'm
real
not good with.
criminals
Oh
for you guys to catch, right?
Jesus. That was a close one. But yeah, there's health somewhere around here, I think. Oh, jeez. At least the lasers aren't really here anyway, so... So where is that health?
There it is.
Yep. Alright, this area is always a bitch.
And there's another one on that little crosswalk over there.
Yeah, I don't really need the thing
Yeah.
right now, but... I'm gonna try and make my way up here. This will help quite a bit. Ow. Alright. Not sure if... Oh, damn it. Eh.
That hitbox, though.
Yeah, it's pretty
Sorry guys, I
wonky.
got somewhere else to be.
Trying to see if I can find maybe some health or something. Like around me at least. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think this is actually where I was just at. Yeah, I think at least. Alright, let's head back up, I guess.
Looks like that did it.
That was the last one. Good. And there's the home stretch right there. Hello. There we go.
Victory!
Finally. And now this next level's a cakewalk, I find.
What happened here? Well, let's hope the computers came through undamaged. Bingo! I'm in. Huh. Blah 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 yada yada yada. Huh. Sapphires, huh? Oh, now I see. Where is anyone gonna get a jewel that size?
The Sandman scene, like in the third movie, like when it shows like how he gets created, that seems really creepy.
Oh, like when he first gets created, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's really well done, though.
Oh yeah, from a production standpoint, it's very impressive, but it's unsettling.
Yeah,
Like it's not like
Sandman is
bad
all
production
over water,
unsettling,
and
but
that
just
looks like a water
creepy.
pump.
Yeah.
If I can get the pressure high enough, maybe I can make mud pies out of our little friend here.
So, classic Sandman's weak to water. So, we gotta get the water pressure up.
Those hands though.
Yeah. And obviously being in a construction site is pretty bad for us because Sandman lives and breathes this stuff. I got him again there. And that makes him vulnerable.
It's working. When Sandman gets wet, he's vulnerable.
He's pretty defensive though, so
Yeah.
web gloves for days. Let's get some health. Oops. Alright, let's get the water pressure back up. Of course he spawned right there. Oh my god, he reaches pretty far. His hand looks really weird though.
Is it possible to attack him without getting him wet?
No, he's pretty much invincible during that.
Okay.
You can't really punch sand that effectively.
Yeah.
Like, remember from the third movie at all where, like, he just tries to punch him and he punches right through him?
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh. Yeah, you just kind of want to avoid him, like, while he's not wet. Oh, there's not enough pressure. Great. Ugh. There we go. Come over here. Trying to attack me. Wow. There we go.
Halfway done.
Yeah. So yeah, this boss battle is pretty easy, I find.
If not, perhaps a tad repetitive.
Yeah. I mean, usually like the classic 3 is good enough, but hey, it's like I guess here gotta do it a bunch more times. But it is pretty cathartic, like since that train mission, you know,
Yeah.
where you couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So I get to beat down on him now. Alright. 1 or 2 more should probably do it.
I almost feel sorry for you.
If this was new gen, they probably could have done a lot of cool stuff with his model. Because they kind of just stays the same model for this game. But they, you know, he could like morph into a different bunch of different things, you know?
Yeah.
Or forms or whatever. But I guess the technology and like the time constraints couldn't really do it. Kind of reminds me of like, I'm not sure if you ever knew this, but in The Incredibles, you know how Jack, he like transforms into different forms
Yeah.
at the very end, and it's like what, it's like 4 or something like that. He has like his fire, metal, monster, and then like something else. He was actually supposed to have another form where he turns into like some jello creature.
Huh.
But they simply just ran out of time and they couldn't do it.
Looks like security's made it to the lab.
They said it would take like a few more months to do it, and they just, yeah.
You gotta
Anyway,
be
that's
kidding
Sandman
me.
down the drain.
Great,
Am I
just
right?
great. Well, I could hope that Electro can't read, but I guess you could have someone do that
You must
for
be
him.
feeling very drained after that
Getting
fight.
to that museum.
Yeah.
What do I do about the doctor, though? Electro probably still needs the doctor to show him how the device works, so she should be safe for now. Let's hope Electro's as dim as he looks.
Gotta tell the boss.
Zeus's tear.
Gotta tell the boss.
That was the missing piece. Was a rare diamond.
Size gem. Why would you
Of
create
course,
a device
that
relies
powers
on something
machinery.
that not only doesn't exist, but cannot be made by man? There must be something you are not telling me, good doctor, and I want to know what it is.
Boss, look!
Tonight, we hit the museum tonight, and this time, that meddlesome bug won't be able to stop me.
We'll just see about that next time. See you guys then.